Okay. The first property of intersection is that A intersection B is equal to B intersection A. This is called the commutative property with respect to intersection. Okay. Next is that if A is a subset of B, this means that A intersection B must be equal to A. Okay. So if A is a subset of B, then you can say A intersection B is equal to A, or if A intersection B is equal to A, you can say A is a subset of B. This is the next property. The next property is A intersection B intersection C is equal to A intersection B intersection C. This is called the associative property with respect to intersection. Okay. The next property is that A intersection B will be a subset of A, and A intersection B will also be a subset of B. Okay. The next property is that A intersection B or A intersection the null set. A intersection the null set will always be equal to A. And finally, you have a very important property. And in this property, you have union also. You have two kinds, A intersection B union C is equal to A intersection B union A intersection C. This is called the left distributive property with respect to intersection. Left distributive property. And the next one is A intersection, let's say B intersection C, B union C. B union C intersection A is B intersection A union C intersection A. This is called the right distributive property with respect to intersection. Now, why are they called left and right? Because if you see, A distributes itself over B and C from the right, and here A distributes over B union C from the this distributes itself from the right, this distributes itself from the left. That is why they are called left and right. If you see, this is very similar to your real numbers. If you see A into B plus C, we can write as AB plus AC, that kind. Okay. So this is called the left and right distributive property with respect to intersection. Very important property. Next, we come to the next concept, which is called the difference of sets. Third operation.
Sir,
Tell me.
sir, Pita is saying that please let her enter.
Who?
Sir, Pita.
Or Pita. Okay. Difference of sets. Now, the difference of two sets A and B denoted by A minus B or B minus A. Okay, let me write this because you have two notations here. A minus B is also written as A and then a forward slash B. Okay, or if you are writing B minus A, then this is also written as B forward slash A. Okay, so either you write A minus B or you write it this way. You write this way or this way. Okay, let me give an or here. Okay, and is defined as A minus B or A forward slash B is equal to X such that X belongs to A and X does not belong to B. Okay, this definition. Or if you're writing B minus A or B forward slash A, then this is defined as X such that X belongs to B and X does not belong to A. You can write an and also or give a comma. Comma actually means and. Okay, so this is the definition. Now, just for a reminder, I'll give you an example. You have already done difference of sets back in class 8. Just a small example here. If I call A is equal to these are the elements in A, and if I give you another set B, which has the elements these, then what is A minus B? If you see from the definition, A minus B means all the elements of A from which B has been excluded. So if you see, B has which element? 3. So I exclude 3. What are the element it has? It has 5. So I exclude 5. B has 7. So I exclude 7 from A. And 9 also I exclude. So what are the remaining elements? 1, 11, 13, 15. This is A minus B. And if I want to find out B minus A, then how will I find out? These are all the elements of B from which the elements of A have been excluded. So what elements are there in A? 3 is in A. So I exclude 3 from B. 5 is in A. So I exclude 5 from B. 7 is also there and 9 is also there. So all the elements of B are excluded. So this becomes a null set. Okay. So what you note here is that A minus B is not the same as B minus A. Okay. This is what we mean by difference of sets. Now, how do we represent this by Venn diagrams? Overlapping sets, obviously. Whatever Venn diagrams I've shown you all for overlapping sets because that you'll be using. Since we take the difference of two sets, so we'll consider only two sets here, not three sets. So two sets A and B. This is your universal set. How to denote A minus B? A minus B is the set of elements of A only, not even the common part of A and B. Okay, this is your A minus B. And if you want to represent B minus A, then this will be only the elements in B, not even the common part. So this is the set B minus A. Okay. So that is a Venn diagrammatic representation for difference of sets when A and B are overlapping sets. Obviously, you can write this as A forward slash B, and you can write this as B forward slash A. Okay. We move to the next uh, part, which is called the symmetric difference of sets. This is a new concept, but complementation I'll come a little later after this. This is not an operation, okay? This is just related to your difference. Symmetric difference of sets. The symmetric difference of two sets A and B, denoted by A delta B, okay? Or can also be denoted by B delta A. Both we call symmetric difference and is defined as A delta B is equal to A minus B union B minus A. This is called the symmetric difference of sets. Okay. Properties. Before property, let's see how to represent it by Venn diagrams. A delta B will be the elements of A excluding the elements in the common part, and all the elements of B also excluding the element that are common to A and B. Okay, this will be your A delta B. Okay, now properties of symmetric difference. Now again, I repeat, symmetric difference is not an operation. We have only done three operations till now, which is union, intersection, and difference. Okay, the fourth operation is left. Symmetric difference is not the fourth operation. This definition is just related to your difference of sets. First property is that A delta B is equal to B delta A. This is the first property of symmetric difference. The next property is that A delta B, A delta A is a null set. Symmetric difference of A taken with A will always be a null set, and this is number 2 part A. And the next is symmetric difference of A taken with the null set will give you back the set A. Okay, and third property, and very interesting and a interesting property, but not important for you all. A delta B is equal to a null set means we can write A is equal to B. Okay, so if you can show that A delta B is a null set, then you can say A is equal to B. And if A is equal to B, you can say A delta B is a null set. Both ways it will work. And now we come to the fourth operation, which is called complementation of sets. Okay, the complement of a set A denoted by A dashed or A complement, or sometimes also denoted by A bar. Okay, in various topics you have different representation. Normally we denote it by A complement. This is the main representation. In probability, what we do is, so when we are talking about sets in probability, we write it as A superscripted C. Okay. But in sets, we denote it by A complement. Is denoted by any of these three. The complement of a set is denoted by A complement, um, and is defined as A complement is equal to X such that X belongs to the universal set and X does not belong to A. For example, if I give you the universal set as a set of natural numbers, and if I define a set A as X such that uh, then what will be A complement? A complement will be all those elements that are not in A. What does A contain? A contain all the natural numbers between 1 to 25. So A complement will be X such that X greater than or equal to 26. Clear with the definition of complement? Any question?
No, sir.
Venn diagrammatic representation. What is the Venn diagrammatic representation of A complement? You have only a single set. Because this operation here consists of only one set. Sometimes complementation is also called a unary operation. Others are called binary because there are two sets involved: A union B, B intersection B. These operations are not two sets, A and B, or more than two sets. But here we have only one set, A. So that is why sometimes complementation is also called a unary operation. Others are called binary operations. Okay, binary operation, by the way, is there in your class 12. Anyway, if you want to represent a complement here, this is A complement. A complement will be all those elements that are there in the universal set but not in A. Okay, this is complemented. Now we come to the most important thing, which is called the properties of complementation. This you will require. Properties of complementation of sets. The first property of complementation is that the complement of a complement will give you the set itself. Next property is that the complement of a universal set is a null set, and the complement of a null set is a universal set. Okay. Next property is that A taken union with its complement will give you the universal set, and A intersection, the intersection of A and A complement will be a null set. Okay, and fourth property, and a very, very important property which we shall be using, please remember this property, is called the De Morgan's laws. Now, I have already discussed De Morgan's law in class 8. Now you'll see some real life usage, especially in probability yields. A union B complement. If you want to distribute this complement over A and B, you can write this as A complement intersection B complement. And the second De Morgan's law with respect to intersection is A intersection B complement is equal to A complement union B complement. This is called De Morgan's laws with respect to union. And this is called De Morgan's law with respect to intersection. Okay, very important, De Morgan's laws. Now all these you should know. Now I'll start with some problems. So if we look at 1, these are very simple problems which you have already done. But because there are 3 sets involved, so let's just do this. So A union B union C is the union of these 3 sets. Okay, and what is the union of these 3 sets? You write each element in all the 3 sets just once. So you have 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, and 10. So all the elements in the 3 sets you guys write just once. You have A union B union C. Next is A union B union C complement. Now what is A union B union C complement? These are all those elements that are there in the universal set, but not there in A union B union C, which is equal to A union B union C, which are there in the universal set, but not in A union B union C. Okay. So exclude these elements. What are the elements that we need to exclude? If you see here, you have 1, so you exclude 1 from the universal set. You have 3, exclude 3. You exclude 4. You exclude 5. Exclude 6. Exclude 7. Exclude 9, and exclude 10. So what are you left with? You're only left with 2 and 8. Okay. Clear with the definition of intersection? I mean, not intersection, complement. Complement of A union B union C. A intersection B intersection C. This set consists of those elements that are common to all the 3 sets. And if you see, the element that are common to all the 3 sets is only 2, 1 and 3. Okay. Now this is A intersection B intersection C complement. Sorry, this is not A intersection B intersection C. So in order to find out A intersection B intersection C complement, we first find out A intersection B intersection C. Therefore, what should be A intersection B intersection C complement? So you have only 2 elements here. So exclude these elements from the universal set. You exclude 1 and you exclude 3. So what are the elements you are left with here? You're left with 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay. This. And the 4th one is A delta B. That means symmetric difference. What is the definition of A delta B? I just told you the definition. A minus B union B minus A. Right? That means you have to find out A minus B, then find out B minus A, and then take the difference. So how do you find out A minus B? A minus B is the difference of these 2 sets, 1, 3, 6, 10, minus 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. So what is the set A minus B? All the elements of A from which elements of B have been excluded. So from A, you exclude 3. What else to exclude? You exclude 1 also, because this is also there. Then you exclude no other elements to be excluded. So you only get 6, 10, right? Then find out B minus A. 1, 3, 5, 7, 9 minus A here is 1, 3, 6, 10. Okay, so here you can exclude 1 because it is there in A also. You can exclude 3. Okay, and no other. That means B minus A is 5, 7, 9. So therefore, what is A delta B? A minus B union B minus A, which is the union of these two sets. That means you have 5, 6, 7, 9, 10. Clear? Any question? Can move on to the next problem then. The next question here is, if xi is equal to n, the set of natural numbers, that means the universal set is the set of natural numbers. Write the complements of the following sets. So you have to find out the complement of this set, x such that x plus 5 is equal to 8. Complement. Now see, this set can be written as x such that if you solve this equation, x plus 5 is equal to 8, you get x is equal to 3. Complement. That means this set is the singleton set 3. Complement. Now what is the complement of 3? The universal set is the set of natural numbers. That means this set is x such that x not equal to 3, x belongs to the set of natural numbers. Is this clear? Next, x such that 2x plus 5 is equal to 9. You have to find out the complement of this set. So how do you find out? Same, exactly same manner. Solve this equation. You get x is equal to 2. Complement. That means this is the singleton set 2. Complement. And what is the complement of 2? X such that x not equal to 2, x belongs to n. That means the complement of this is the set of all natural numbers except 2. In fact, both these sets, you know what you can write this as? You can write this as set of natural numbers minus the singleton set 3. You can also write it in this way. Set of natural numbers minus the singleton set 2. Are the notations clear to everyone?
Yes, sir.
X such that x greater than or equal to 7. You have to find out the complement of this set. Now, x is a number which is greater than or equal to 7. That means the complement of this set will be x such that x less than 7, right? And that is done. Next one. X such that 2x plus 1 is greater than 10. Obviously, x belongs to n because n is a universal set given here. So how will you solve this equation? X such that x greater than 9 by 2. Complement. Complement. So that means x such that x is greater than 4.5. Complement. So what natural numbers are greater than 4.5? X such that x greater than or equal to 5, right? And x belongs to n. Clear with this? You have written everything in set builder notation. No more tabular notation. Forget about tabular notation. Only tabular notation you use for your rough work or when specified in the question. Otherwise, normally you are going to use set builder notation. Okay. Next question is number 3. Write down the proper subsets of the following set. So I say first question, let A is equal to, this is a tripleton set, contains 3 elements. So what are the proper subsets? Proper subsets, not subsets, are What are the proper subsets? First is a null set, is a proper subset. Next, the singleton sets. Next, all the doubleton sets. Now, should I take that set CAB? Piyush, can you tell me, should I take the set CAB or not?
Yes, sir.
Why? Why should I take the set CAB? The question here is write down the proper subsets. Proper subset means proper subset will always contain elements that are less than A. They cannot be equal to
Yes,
A.
sir. Yes.
So therefore, when if they had said only subset, then we would have taken, right? If it is proper subset, then this, right? So how many subsets are there? There are 7 subsets in this, right? Because we have not taken the set A as its subset. Okay. This is number 1. Next is the null set. Is what can be the proper subset of a null set? Phi is the only proper subset. Take note of this. The null set is the only proper subset of the null set. Clear? Take note of this, okay? This is something that you must always remember. The null set is the only proper subset of the null set. Number 4. Next is find the power sets of the following sets. The given set A here is 9, 8. So what is the power set of A? It is a set of sets, right? It consists of all the subsets of A. So null set is one set, singleton set, then the set 9, 8 itself. This is the power set of A. What about the letters of the word kid? So what is this set? K, I, and D. So therefore, what should be the power set of B? Power set of B first should be the null set, then should be the singleton sets, then you take the doubleton sets, Ki I have taken, Kd I have taken, Id is left. And then you have Kid, the set B itself. Okay, so this is the power set. Clear with everything? I'll stop here.